I can't believe I'm making another one of these. Hey YouTube, I'm Applesauce and welcome back to another analysis video on the final castle level of a Mario game. This time, 7-2 from Super Mario Bros. 2. I must have tried this level at least 100 times. Now I can't say that this was more outrageous than 8-4 in the lost levels. But nevertheless, let's break it down, shall we? We start up outside the castle grounds, and yes, this platform on the left is only accessible by Luigi. And no, it serves no purpose. You're met by 3 Sniffits, who have the most annoying and outrageous shooting lines and rates ever. It's like they only shoot you when you're in their line of sight. But you can get past them reliably enough, if you're patient. Once you're inside the castle, you're treated to the one and only conveyor belt level in the whole game, so you better get used to it fast. You're forced into a low ceiling with shy guys coming at you. Your best bet is to pick one of them up and use them against his comrades. And hopefully, you clear the one spawning out of the jar too. On the next conveyor, these ninjas might look daunting, but carefully position yourself on the top of the first one and use them against each other again. But beware their jumping patterns, they can dodge in the most outrageous ways. You better hurry through the next conveyor though, before any bob-ombs spawn. If you do, they'll dominate the conveyor, walking fast no matter which direction they're facing. Get out before they overwhelm you. Here is where your choices matter. There's actually 2 ways to get through this castle. Path A features this chain, which can be accessed like this, or through this dumb panzer, whose fireball patterns are unpredictable, almost guaranteeing you get hit once. Once you're down the chain, you have to get through these mushroom blocks, which isn't actually as difficult as it seems, because once you remove one of the mushroom blocks to let yourself in, you're buying yourself a lot of time, since the sparks will leave through the hole that you made. You can even use the mushroom blocks you collected to kill some of them. In the next room, it's sparks galore. Good luck, especially around this part. Through this door, one of the plants is a bomb, while the other is a potion, which leads to a mushroom. Good luck, you'll need it. Once you go back out and make it to the door, you enter this chain and spark room, which I feel is impossible. By the time you wait for one spark to clear one side of the chain for you to proceed, the other one enters, and the cycle repeats until you die. The window to get to the next chain unharmed is really small, and you'll need a decently high jumper too, and you'll have to do it multiple times. Once you do get out, you're treated to the most tame part of this path. But watch out if you have a mushroom. The spark's timing is not really what you think it is. After that, the next room is all about conveyors and timing, which is alright. Finally, at the top of the room, you fight Birdo, before joining the intersection between both paths. Wanna know something though? You could have skipped that entire Birdo fight. Yep, it's optional. This path takes so long too. Thank God there's no timer. Path B features a similar room to Path A, followed by a harder version of the same room. You then need to ascend this tower that's crawling with sparks. You might have noticed this door. When you enter, or exit I should say, most people would cautiously take the ladder down, but doing so would mean that you would most likely get snagged by panzer fireballs. No biggie. If you had somehow made it through, you're greeted with a room, similar to the one in Path A, 1 bomb and 1 mushroom. But I would say that the layout of this room makes it harder to get rid of the bomb quickly. After that, I recommend using the tweeters to take out the panzer before ascending the ladder. This next part is hell. The speed at which the sparks circle the platforms they're on is the difficult part. What's important is the temporary safe spaces to take note of. Since the spark on this platform moves slower, this will be our safe platform from this other spark. We then ascend this way to avoid taking as much risk as possible. The next part is the tricky part. The spark in the middle is significantly slower, so using that to our advantage, we can safely time our jumps to make it onto this safe spot. Now it might seem frightening, but all 3 of these sparks cannot touch us on this spot, as long as we jump to avoid the other one, which is why Peach or Luigi is recommended here. As long as you keep calm and time the last jump well, you should be free to enter the intersection between the 2 paths. Yeah, Path B took around 3 rooms to reach the destination, while Path A had 5. At first it doesn't seem like much more, until you take a look at the length of the rooms. Path A has at least 3 long rooms, while Path B only has 1, and they both offer a mushroom. Why would anyone take Path A except for the fact that they're playing through the game blind? And keep in mind Path A has an additional boss fight. Yeesh. Anyway, we converge on this conveyor. Who put these sparks there? It doesn't matter which path you take, you have to come up onto this top conveyor to proceed. Meaning we all probably got hit by this ceiling sparks at least once before. Finally, we made it to Birdo and the key. This fight is also more difficult because of the conveyor, making it harder to judge where you'll be landing. Also, staying close to the wall makes you weak to Birdo's attacks, since her eggs can bounce off the wall and still hit you. After you finish that, pick up the key and go back through the door, occasionally dropping it to shoo the Phanto away, also to kill these 2 sparks. In our second to last room, all seems fine. We pick up the crystal ball as usual and oh my god, it's alive. In its last attempt to damage you before the final fight, the trick is to stay low and crouch whenever it swoops at you. After defeating it, you're led to Wart, whose only attack is to spit 5 bubbles at you. It doesn't seem too bad, right? Wrong. The bubble formation changes every time because he's actually aiming for you, unlike someone else. So there isn't really a safe spot. You're bound to get hit. The bubbles are even trickier to dodge too because of how they move. They don't drop vertically down, they're still moving left as they fall, making it difficult to judge their exact position, and they even have the power to destroy vegetables. Oh yeah, the Dream Machine pumps out vegetables. To defeat Wart, you'll need to throw 6 of them into his mouth. Yes, 6! It's already bad enough that it took so long to get here. Now you gotta outlast this guy? And he only opens his mouth for a short period of time. And remember, bubbles trump vegetables. Getting closer for a better shot means a higher risk of getting hit too. And remember, if you die in game over at this or any other point before this, it's back to 7-1. And even worse, if you don't have any continues left, it's back to 1-1. How did people play this game back then? Now what makes Wart Castle so difficult is the really small margin for error, accompanied with its tedious length, especially if you go with path A, and the fact that power-ups are scarce. If I had a nickel every time a retro Mario game had a long and tedious level as its final castle, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. Wart himself as a final boss is also way tougher than Bowser from the previous games. 6 times? And his unpredictable bubbles? Count me out. Your character selection probably doesn't even help much, but I still go with Princess Peach. But that's all for Super Mario Bros. 2. Hope you guys enjoyed the series as much as I did. Thank you for watching, and if you made it this far, means you liked the video, right? Consider subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.